Hello everyone, welcome to Cyberzone. I am Samir, and today we're going to look at part 3 of the PHP TDD series. Today we're going to look at on writing unit test and starting out with tester 2 so we can understand how unit testing works. And okay, so on the article from the part 2 we had written, not exactly written but just modify the test we had on Laravel, the default test, and this was it. So let's go back here and check it out. Yeah, the same thing. And now what we're going to do is continue with the series and then learn more about unit testing. So yeah, if you have not uh, watched the part 2, please do so. You can find in the same channel, and the article is also listed on the on the video itself. And I'll be linking this article for the part 3 on the description below for this video, so you can check it out. Now let's go over the article. All right. So so the description of this is exactly right. So we're just doing assert true. So there's not really anything of value here. Just asserting true that the value true is true, so that is always true. So this does not make any sense, but this is an example from Laravel. So now let's make so as the article says, let's make up a calculator.php class under the /app. So this would be the content. Let's copy this content over here, copy, let's go here, and okay, test is fine. Inside app we need to make calculator.php under app. So calculator.php, cult.php. Okay, paste that content and let's make it nicer here. Okay, nice app is fine. Control S, save. Or I think we can enable the autosave. I have a plugin for autosave, so it should be somewhere here. Preferences, package settings. Let's go to the key bindings. There used to be one. Let's see, under project preferences, syntax specific, should be under somewhere here. Alignment, I don't need this autosave here. Activate alignment, we don't have autosave. Let's just install that up. Alright, this is what we want. Okay, that's what it says. You need to press Ctrl Shift S to enable. Okay, so you may need to enable by adding key binding. Okay, let's first check if there is the Ctrl Shift S. No, it does not work. So I need to add up this under key bindings, preferences, key bindings, up right here. Okay, so autosave will be activated when you press Ctrl Shift plus S. Let's save this file, let's close that, and let's try it now. Ctrl Shift, yeah, autosave turned on. Alright, so we don't have to do it every time. Good. Alright, so let me just test this up. If I do this, the file is automatically saved, as you can see. If you go back, file is saved. Awesome. So let's continue. So this is what we have. The code that we just put is just area of square, and if we pass a length, it will just square it, raised to the power of 2. That's the simple example here for the code. Now to test this file, we need to write the same thing, calculate. If we're testing calculate, class called calculate, we need to just do calculate test, add whatever the name of the class is, and then write test for the name of the test file or the test class. So now what it says is under the test unit folder, right? Since we're doing unit, we need to go over unit folder over here. Now we're testing, and also the path, right? So we're just doing let's say the path is inside app, so we'll assume like app is our base folder, because everything we write code is going to be inside app, and that's what we are testing. So we'll assume that app is the base. So inside unit we will add up a new file, and that is going to be calculate test. And we would the reason we're doing this is that it will be easy to see the which tests are where. Like if we follow, like let's say inside app, if we're testing inside http, we would have the same namespace under namespace in the folder structure. Let's say unit, and then we would have http folder right here, and then inside that just copy the same structure for the test too, whatever inside app. That's a good practice to follow, and that's what we do for testing. Alright, let's go and get the content from here for the test. Copy and paste. Alright, so now we usually have a space here and a space here. Alright, then we need to have a space here. I don't know why this, when you copy there's no space. Alright, what does the article say now? So yeah, just explaining. Alright, let me just explain this line by line. That's what he's doing here. Okay, so yeah, we have a namespace test unit, and since we're under unit testing, we do the namespace of the name of the type of test we're doing. If it's like integration, test class integration would be the namespace. And since we're under inside app, we will not write app because that's our main root folder. App is going to be relevant for every test, so let's avoid that. Let's just not write that. And then since we're just inside app folder in the app directory, we don't really need to write namespace here because it's not inside a folder. All right, so app calculate is what we're using, the real file app calculate, that's what we use since we need to call the real file. And then the real class. Okay, so PHP unit framework test case. Now this is the test case that we're extending. This is the default PHP unit test case, which contains all the assertion and everything else to make this test easy to write, and extend all of the base functionalities of PHP unit. Alright, so class calculate test, right, as we mentioned before, calculate, and then since you're testing calculate, we write test, we append test to the back of the class. And we have a setup function. What the setup function does, I'm not sure if we have explained this before, but yeah, there's none, I guess, here on the default test. So let me go and explain that. Let's see if we're explaining it right here. So setup is provided by PHP unit, right? So setup classes, they are called these fixtures, and then setup is where it runs every time this class runs, and all of the tests, when you run this test, or let's say another test right here, another method, then the setup will run every time for each method. So this is like a general like a construct for your normal classes in PHP. So for tests it acts like a construct. Okay, so and then there's another called teardown, which you can use. It's like a destruct function. All right, to just clean up something for the next test. That's what you can do. Okay, so now let's go over here and then describe this. Yeah, this is the format that we discussed on the part 2 of the series. It's the format we write our test. Since we're testing the method area of square inside the calculate class, right? So this is the one, area of square. So we test underscore area of square when called with length 2. Oops, let me go back. Yeah, when we call with the length 2 right here, length is 2, then we should get 4 because we know we're just squaring that. The area of square should be like 4 if we pass the length 2. So length 2 response this. Alright, we'll just put a space here. I'm not sure why there's no space when you copy paste from Git, from the GitHub gist. Alright, and we will have a space here to make it clear. All right, so this is what it is. Yeah, I think this is pretty much self-explanatory right here. Isn't response. So we assert true, right? First things we check is like the response we get from this calculator class here should be an integer, because we're passing an integer. The area is always an integer. It cannot be, let's say a string or something else. So that's what we check first. Make sure that is an integer. Then make sure that we get the response of 4. The response is 4 because we passed 2. That's what it is. So let's go ahead and check if this test actually passes. For that, let's go over here, then let's do PHP unit. What is happening here? Oh yeah, we do not have PHP unit in the, so let's do this slash, okay, vendor slash bin is where it is. All right, so we have 2 tests, 3 assertions, right? So the test that comes up, let's just remove this test because this is an example test. We don't really need it. Reveal this in sidebar. Example test. Let's just delete this up. Okay, no. So now we should just get 1 test. Yeah, that's the test we just wrote. 1 test and 2 assertions. Yeah, so if you can see here, we have just 1 test, which is this method, 1 method, which counts as 1 test, and then we have 2 assertions. One is on line 20 and another is on 21. Assert true, then assert equals 2 asserts, and both of them pass. So congratulations, this is the first test that we wrote, we just wrote in the series, and it's a unit test. Amazing. Let's go to the next step, what we are supposed to do here. Alright, yeah, we already did this. We can skip that. Yeah, pause. Okay, so now the next thing that it does is like it adds 1 more test here in the article. So let's copy over that. So the reason we're doing this is because we want to make sure that it really is squaring, right? It's not like adding 2 plus 2. So we need to make sure the code is doing what it is supposed to do. Alright, let's put this up in next over here. And 6, this one here, and it's 36. When you put 6, and the square of 6 is 36. So when you pass 6, we should get 36. Same thing, but the numbers are different here. The input number and the output number. Let's test these 2. So you see 2 tests and 4 assertions are passed. Cool. So yep, that's what the article says. Now let's go to the next one here. Yeah, now what we're talking about here, right here, is sometimes you need to when you're testing, if you want to have a good suite of tests that will test every edge cases, then you would need to think of things that may even go wrong, like maybe you did not pass the length, and what happens when the length is not passed. Does it handle it gracefully? Does it throw an exception, or does it just error out, or things like that? So that's what the test should also, good suite of tests should cover too. So let's go and add 1 test for when we do not pass the length, what happens. Let's copy this up here and let's do this. So this is what we expect when there is no length. See, as you can see, we're just calling this calculate class method of area of calculate class method called area of square without any length. So we should get an argument count error, and it should say too few arguments to function in the exception message. So let's make sure this runs. So yeah, we can just do normal, let's say PHP unit, and then you can see 3 tests and 6 assertions have passed, and the 2 assertions are the ones, this 2 extra assertions. So but if you want to just run this test only, we can do a filter. So this dash filter and the name of the test that we have. So we just want to run this 1 test just to test it out. Alright, so it just runs that test, and then we get 2 assertions. Yeah, awesome. That's how you run this 1 test. Okay, throw an exception filter, we did that. So yeah, it has been a short and sweet article here for writing unit test. So in the next one we will be doing learning about mocks and about dependency injections, those things. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please remember to give thumbs up if you like it, and please feel free to give write comments on things that you did not understand or anything you'd like to say on the YouTube comments below. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.